approximately 1,800,000 years old. Primitive tools on the slopes. Even now, you can go and collect that.
You said 11 levels.
11 different.
And the
levels.
11th is 1.5 million years.
The earliest is 1,800,000 years old. So the very primitive tools, so-called choppers and chopping. So this is a lot of there. So, and then it comes Neolithical. For example, those left side on the blue. You have the Neolithical and the Neolithical hand axes, spearheads, sickle blades of obsidian and flint.
And you found those here?
Everything found here. And in the middle part, I am just showing only few pictures. In the middle part, you see the stamp seals made in South Mesopotamia, in the first urban centers of the world, Uruk production, both.
How far is that from Babylonia?
Yes, typologically they are typical only for this area. Only, and they were made in the fourth millennium, beginning of third millennium BC.
Wow.
And I discovered those things. I made this picture a few years ago. Now I have more such type of Mesopotamian seals here, and we discovered here in the sanctuaries. On the right side, you see the Egyptian scarab of in the 5th century and beginning of 4th century BC with hieroglyphic indication, which means the word patron of something, owner of something. And then on the right side corner, this is glass vessel for perfume.
Oh, that's glass.
Glass vessel. It was produced in Western Persia and imported here. It was discovered in the grave of a young lady, 25 years old. In this grave also we discovered 70 golden beads and bracelets, silver bracelets. But this is important because inside there was something for decoration of eyes. So nothing was changed during this.
Makeup and perfume. They were expensive already, huh?
Yeah, they were very expensive. So it means that it was noble lady. Yes. So. And in the middle part, the discs, we have several such type of discs of bronze, silver, and gold. So this is social stratification. It's very easy to recognize in the graves. When you have a rich grave, there are golden things, and it's easy. Let's say, okay. So this is only part of that. I was talking about the grave. The earliest grave we discovered belongs to the 4th millennium BC. Typologically, all graves are the same, very simple construction. We call it pit graves. There are sometimes double deceased in Bronze Age graves. You can see 4th millennium.
Like couples.
And there in 12th, 11th century also. But this, which is right, this person was very sick because he had a problem of osteochondros and last years of his life bones problem. So
are they in a fetal position?
No, they are.
Or they're straight, or they're like this.
No, like this always.
Like a fetal.
Yes,
like
yes. Before Christianity,
was always
before
like
4th century, was always the same. So in the pagan period, graves are always
Christianity said they were.
Christianity, yes, looking to the east. Okay. So, and all of those graves, that is, exact number is 325 graves, what we excavated. All of them contains, of course, different kind of goods. Pottery, big number of pottery, necklaces and fingerings, etc., etc. So everything. So this is always very interesting. What you see here is an example Bronze Age, some materials from the Bronze Age graves of the 11th centuries BC. Those are bronze weapons, daggers, very typical for Central Transcaucasia. The spearheads also, and the pottery, which are rather well preserved. So I have some those materials there in the exhibition, but we can go and like to see all of them of the military. Okay, good. Now here Here I'm showing just how it looks like in the grave. This is young lady's grave there.
Wow, that's elaborate. Yeah.
And with
Those are the teeth, yeah.
yes, teeth. Without any dentist problem. In very good
Very good
condition.
teeth, very good teeth.
Very good, yes.
And she was not eating meat, I guess.
In this, and he used to only meat because
You like meat,
in the grave they are accompanied very often with some meat because in another life they also need the meat and water. And what is interesting, in some graves there was a jug with water, in another graves jug with which is alcohol. Without any water plants, remains of water, it means they were buried in winter time. Let's say who was buried in winter time, they were accompanied with some schnapps. Let's say
To
simply.
keep warm.
Keep warm, yeah.
And other food water, but in any case they had some pieces of meat. Okay, so this is an open movement.
What is that big meat here? Like
Everything,
Cows, well,
cows
yeah.
and everything, and very often they have deer's meat and
deer.
wild boar. Yes, and this. Okay, those jars are they belong to the 5th, 4th century BC, but all of them are completely here.
So this is Professor Licheli's museum. Wow, it's really gorgeous. Elegance, simple. I like the technique there. It's a very natural museum, huh? Well,
Yes.
yeah.
This is one for my discoveries. It's enough.
It's perfect.
Yeah, yes, it's perfect.
So everything that you discover here then goes
It's
inside the museum.
exhibited here. Yes. Exhibition was not yet done because we just finished construction, but in summertime. Okay, now.
And here you already have images. Okay, come closer so you can speak. Ragazzi, avviciniamoci, se no non cominciamo a parlare.
First of all, I'm really very happy that you are here. Everybody.
We are more happy.
This is happiness, real happiness for me. So thank you very much for this. I will give information, the general information, what is this and why we are here, why I decided to dig here.
Exactly.
This
What
hill-
made
this
you?
hill- Yes, why I decided?
Yeah, why?
This archaeological site was not known. We knew that there were some grave goods in the museum because when in Soviet time this first line of this road was built, they destroyed it into some few graves. And in Provincial Museum there were some jars from this area, and that's all information. 10 years ago our government decided to renovate this highway as far as it comes from Caspian Sea, from Baku, and it goes to the Black Sea. Though this is the most central road highway of
Connects
Caucasus.
Baku to Black Sea.
Baku to the Black Sea. So this is the most important, let's say, highway, because per day, what do you think? How many cars are crossing this area?
How many what?
No idea.
Cars.
Cars are
Cars.
crossing. No idea.
25,000. So, and because this very popular road, and when they such is law in Georgia, if somebody wants to build something, they have to get archaeological permission for this construction. And when I started to examine this area, it became clear that there is something interesting. So this was financial support of World Bank, and I worked there. And as I told, we have burial there on the western slope, but it seems time to time they used to bury children in the house under the floor.
Under the floor?
Under the floor, in the pits, for example. This year we excavated 2 days ago on the other side of the road jar which was broken, but there were some child bones and the bits, 60 bits of glass.
They tell you what kind, the child to what belong, to which family belong.
It needs a special analysis of DNA analysis to make.
Because those bones are...
It's very hard to do that. It's fragmented. In these samples, you won't be able to find out from genetic analysis.
Age is easy to recognize.
No, it's impossible. It's fragmented. When you only have just small parts, it's very hard to do that.
Okay,
There are
so
specific conditions.
Unfortunately, this building was totally destroyed.
This was the rain that brought down the clay, right?
The rain, because as I told, the rain.
That organic here, the organic
Yes.
roasted beef and lamb.
Yes. So, as I told, everything is here preserved. Absolutely. They use, why it was happening in the 4th century when Alexander the Great conquered Sardis. In ancient Greek literature, there were 3 the richest of gold cities: Mycenae, Sardis, and Babylon.
In Babylon, yeah.
And when Alexander conquered, because all gates were open, as you know, for Alexander.
They welcomed him, yeah.
Ruler of Sardis in this time was Persian satrap. Mithred was the name of this Persian guy. And Alexander included this Mithred in the list of his friends, near friends, and they came to Babylon together. And as you know, the gates of Babylon also was open, and the ruler of Babylon, also a Persian man, Mazei was his name, opened the gates and gave keys of treasury to Alexander the Great. So, as you know, Alexander enjoyed very much to be in Babylon, and he decided finally to make Babylon the capital of empire. And he was died there, as you know.
And then he died there.
Yes, and he died.
Yeah.
He
on the way back.
He came back to
on the way back.
Again,
on the way back.
Died there. So when Alexander conquered the Babylon, this was 331 after 19 September. And after this time, Alexander decided to conquer territories north from Mesopotamia, north from Babylon, and he decided to send ex-ruler of Sardis, Mithred, with part of army to the northern area. So, of course, occasion Iberia was not known for the geography, it was very limited knowledge in geography before Alexander's invasion. And decoration of this over the indication of the cult function of this place. So it means here we have local tradition with the Georgian cult place. At the same time, in the same room, we have clearly Zoroastrian altar here. Zoroastrian altar, this is place for fire, as you can see here.
I've never seen so many Zoroastrian altars in one place.
Yeah.
Figures of
Everywhere, in all the rooms, they have the Zoroastrian altars. It became very popular for some time. I could take after 4th century, at the beginning of 4th century, because there we have remains of open fire altars also. It became popular after Artaxerxes II, the 4th century, let's say, in Persia. But as I told, this is only place where we have such type of
all these.
Okay?
Because they need to keep the fire on all the
This is
time.
a storage room.
Amazing.
This one is storage room. There we have some skeletons and.
Is that again for the flower? No?
Etc. Yes, it seems that this was reused here, because this was closed. You can see grinding stones and a different kind of bones here. I left it just to show.
From burials like before?
No,
these are animals.
This is deer.
Yeah.
That's deer.
Deer.
Just random bones.
Yes, deer. Yes. That's a beginning. Okay, now let's go to this way.
Doggy, let's work. Hey, Zoroaster dog. We were lucky. The day is perfect for this.
Especially for you, the weather.
Perfect weather.
Okay, this is Urartian period remain here, and underneath there are, I hope, very much the 10th century.
Oh, gorgeous.
So you see here terraces.
Oh, yes. Oh. These are 11 terraces.
This is 9 here,
9.
but it goes on the top. There is Roman period public house there, public building there on the top. You decorate it with capitals and different kind of
Public
decorations.
homes in Rome were different floors, many
The
floors.
Rome, this was after Pompeius invasion.
After Pompeius.
Pompeius was crossing here.
Pompeius was here.
Crossing, yes,
here.
this area.
The road of Pompeius.
This is 10th century building, also unfortunately destroyed it because in the 10th century they decided to make the channel for water you see here, and they destroyed it everything. But there are some.
Oh, yes.
10th
yes, yes.
century, and they are here also.
Can we see this again? Can we see that? Wow. Look at this. An amphora. And this, you think this was for wine or oil? Did you have oil? Olive oil?
We have oil, wine, not so much wine as southeast from this place. Here is also.
Oh my God.
This is 10th century BC.
10th century BC. Oh, that's really.
And here we discovered the Greek pottery,
Oh.
black lace pottery, because it was cut in this time, the early Hellenistic
When they
period.
did the.
Yeah, so for water, you can see how it comes. The water, it goes out of
And the water was coming from where? Like,
from everywhere. Because when it's raining here, it's always a problem with water.
it's a flood, yeah.
Yeah, so because
they have to channel
you
the
have to
water.
have the channel. So there is another channel which goes behind all this sanctuary with inscription, and this is another one. This goes to the eastern direction, this goes to the western direction. Yes.
This soil, is it like easy to excavate in this soil, right?
No,
It's soft?
this is soft because of winter time. Now it's in the,
Yeah.
but this is, you can see it. This is
It
not so
becomes cement,
easy.
it's
So
like cement.
yes, not so easy. But I have.
There is a red stone here.
This was under the fire.
All this was covered before you excavated.
Yes, of course, everything was perfect. Nothing was.
Yeah, how long?
To finish this one,
Yeah.
approximately 40 years. I'm going to dig another 20 years. Then I will give. Then I will give.
We
to
will
my
be back in
students.
20 years. We'll be back here and do show again.
Yes, sure, of course.
40 years.
Okay, so because as far as I have to dig here, I decided that it is the most important site for me. I decided to buy some small land, and I built a house for me.
So you're going to stay there and look at the job every day. Make sure that nobody touches anything.
Yeah, of course, I have a binocular and.
Check it out.
Sniper.
Not touch it.
Hey Zorro, hey Zorro. Zorro, what's your name? Huh? Oh, bella.
Baba.
È bella che sei. Bella.
Oh, you see?
È bella. È bella. E che c'è bella? E che c'è bella? Oh, bella che c'è bella. Yes. Mua, mua. Mua, mua, mua, mua. Oh, che c'è bella. Mua. Baci, baci. Mua, mua. E che c'è bella. Mua. Mua. E che c'è bella. E che c'è bella. Allora, andiamo. Andiamo, bella. E che c'è, amore mio? Amore mio, bello che sei. Ah, oh yes. Oh yes. Yes.
So cute.
Yes. Okay, signor Zorro. I'm gonna call you Zorro. Zorro. Hey Zorro, andiamo. Andiamo. Andiamo, bello. Andiamo. Andiamo. Andiamo.
Pottery fragments.
Especially after summer. Especially weeks. Not easy to work. Okay, so what we have here? Figure construction, which covered. This is the 11th century BC. This is kiln for making of pottery. This is 5th century building. Here, partition. What we are putting out behind here. There are different people remains.
It's fascinating, huh? You can see
Pieces of there,
yeah,
here.
right here. Look at it. I hope he knows that.
From different universities.
Look at what we found, the IBLA students.
Okay,
Is it good?
Alexander the Great.
Alexander Great? Good. Fantastic. How do you recognize the technique like that?
It's easy, you know, the fabric and the shape of this
Michael
and the
Alexander-
colors. So
Michael
it's
is good. He
a-
finds these things also in our country house. He finds things from
Yeah.
300 before Christ. He can find fragments painted from early Greeks with the paint still there. Little fragments. And we walk in the fields and he looks at it like, he picks up, and they are like 350, 370, 325 before Christ.
Perfect.
Michael
So,
is
Working here, Michael.
archaeologists sitting beside us.
Yeah, he has an eye. He has an eye.
So as I told, I have students from different universities, from Leiden University from Holland, from Innsbruck University, from Venice, of course, and this year Oxford University asked to give permission for digging here. So I decided to give this place. This is almost ready, so now after 1 week they will discover, they will open the building, so everything here is clear. Okay, now we have to go to this way. And yes, yesterday they discovered another burial of
What was the meaning of dog for the Zoroastrians?
It is double understanding of this, double, very different
not clear.
understanding. So as the nearest friend, the human friend, or opposite.
Or the
Of
opposite.
evil, something like this.
Hey, Gaji. Cinere, amore. Amore bello. I got some fun.
Yes,
Amore
yes.
bello, what did you find today? Did you find another bone? He's gonna have to look for bones.
Cleaning.
It is there.
So, but what is more important and
That's what he's interested in. Okay.
why this archaeological site became so important not only for Georgians, not only for our history, but for the history of development of life in general, development of faith. When this sanctuary was built in the Kashmir period, they destroyed the previous sanctuary, what is behind now.
And that was the older.
This is 10th century BC.
Wow.
This is 10th century BC, and unfortunately, those people in the 5th century destroyed it.
The previous.
Half of this previous sanctuary. And why this is important? Because we discovered there are 2 inscriptions. Unfortunately, this is covered because of it's necessary for protection. But you see there, one inscription is Northwestern Semitic style. This one, this is there on the altar.
That's the altar.
This is altar. This is Western altar. This one. The inscription was made on the north wall, and this was just final 3 letters what is preserved. Unfortunately, northern wall was totally destroyed. We have pieces of the letters, but it's impossible to make reconstruction of this. But the most important is the central one, this inscription. Also on the pedestal of altar, as you can see, this altar is collapsed. But we have there 10 letters. 10 letters. It looks like Aramaic. Looks like Aramaic. But
Aramaic.
yes, Aramaic. And as you know, this was my first impression. And then when I invited one of the best specialists who is now in the world, this is Frederick Mario Fales from Modena University of mine. From Modena, he is a specialist of early writings, and he was here. We were sitting and discussing. So, first impression is this looks like Aramaic, but not exactly the same letters, but it looks like Aramaic. So, what it means? As I told, this is 10th century. About the date, first of all, when I discovered this one, I immediately sent again to the Florida lab, to the Miami, charcoal for supporting dating. And I got from their date, end of 11th century, 10th century BC. It was too early. And because I decided to invite my colleagues from Germany, they came and I asked them to take the samples and send one where they wanted to send it. So they decided to send it to Groningen laboratory, they samples themselves. And from Groningen we got date 10th century BC again.
In the right over the old.
Yeah, just a moment, I will tell you. So, and then after this, I invited my friends and colleagues from Italy, from Ca' Foscari University, from Venice, and I asked them, please do it the same. Your choice, I want to send it. And they sent it to Zurich laboratory, which is also very well-known laboratory, and we got from Zurich 10th century BC again.
So,
After this, I invited for Calabria University, my friends. They will come to make not only C14 analysis, but paleomagnetic analysis, which is different, okay? And from Spain, by their flags here, or by visitors of my expeditions. From Spain, and they did also the same analysis. So in May, I will have final results of paleomagnetic analysis also. But I'm sure that date will
That's
it's
the
clear,
number.
10th century, and that's all. Why this is so important? Because the earliest inscription of Aramaic style was before this was discovered on the territory of Western Persia, south from Lake Urmia. This is a place, Upan. Upan was the most famous place, was the earliest archaeological site where Aramaic type inscription was discovered. And here we have 10th century, so you can understand what was happening. So we have not, there are not enough historical sources to explain how it's happening, how it was possible to happen somewhere so far from the central area of development of writings to have the earliest
writing.
in two different type of writings here. How it's very difficult to explain. And when I was discussing this things in different universities, European universities, in Japan last time I was there, in Brussels, everywhere. But fact is, this is archaeological reality. So now we have
It's
to
a
find
fact.
the way. We have to explain it, how it was.
It's a fact that we have to explain.
Yeah, so because this is so important, and this is let's say earliest inscription on Caucasus, etc. Because cuneiform inscriptions or Urartian inscription we have on the territory of South Caucasus, they belong to the century. In Greece, they created another style of grinding stone. They used some wooden piece to move like this, horizontal. It was, let's say, second step for development of grinding stones, and finally, early Byzantine time, they found a way to make more easy work. This was women's work. This is described in Roman literary sources, and this was responsibility of women. And this was not easy work, because to get 1 kilo of flour, you have to work 10 hours. So here there was a third one also. There were 3 ladies sitting here and getting 3 kilos per day. And they were making bread here for goats in this oven. I make this section to show how it works. You have to put bread here, and here is a heating system, and this is for ash. To clean this place, and this is for ash. So
What is that for? Ashes. Ashes.
yes. So it seems that it was very comfortable and easy, because it was used for 1,000 years. So time it appeared in the Bronze Age, at this time it was always used on the territory of Eastern Georgia. In Western Georgia we have not. Western Georgia was always oriented to the west, to the Aegean world, to the Greek area. So because typologically everything is different in Caucasus, in Western Georgia. So here we have this remains of another Zoroastrian altar, but this is also the same what you see here.
Yes, yes.
Also the same, with special place for fire also in the central part. So when this was excavated, this was the first time in Eastern Georgia, in central Transcaucasia, we discovered this period settlement. Before this excavation, this was not known, absolutely unknown or kind of construction, and such was suggestion that this was period of decline, cultural and political decline of country. But here you can see that it's not a decline, but it's opposite. Everything is flourishing, having very wide connection with different regions, including Greece. And this is so far from, let's say, the area which was under Greek influence. But this year we discovered the Greek piece of Helix, black glazed Helix, which was made somewhere in Lexicolons. According to the fabric and the quality of clay, it is very clear. This is was not produced not on the continental Greece and the islands, even not on the territory of Asia Minor, because glaze is polar and
These are all bones.
now I'm at home.
Look at that. This is really incredible.
Yeah.
These holes, you guys make these holes, right?
That is last stage of construction. Now I will give some information. This is one building, as you can see, with 3 different sections. It was built in the end of 6th century BC or very beginning of 5th century.
Wow.
We have archaeological date of this, and also the charcoal here.
Yes.
I sent this charcoal to Florida, to Miami, Beta Lab, for radiocarbon dating, C14 isotopes dating.
Yeah.
And I got from this lab this date also, the same date, end of 6th century. So this is date when this was built. Okay. So what we have here in the corner, this is an oven.
Yes, I can see it.
As a bakery, you have to put here power. This is fireplace for fire. This is plate for ash. So, and at the same time, it was very useful as a heating system because here climate is continental climate, so it is rather long time, very low temperature. So they need it. So it became very useful. The earliest one, which is the nearest stairs, this is 12th century. You see the same type of oven, but this is, as I told, beginning of 5th century. But this room was rebuilt several times. I suppose beginning of 4th century was the second stage of construction, and this is period of spread of Zoroastrian cult on the territory of Georgia, and this is only archaeological site where we have Zoroastrian altars, and this is one of them.
Oh, that's a Zoroastrian.
And you can see the places for fire, smoke plate. They are full of ash. There is one type of Zoroastrian altar, then I will show another type of Zoroastrian.
But it's almost looks like it could be a cube,
Yes.
like the one at the temple.
There are very similar things in Zoroastrian areas everywhere. But you know that in Persia itself, not everybody was Zoroastrian. It was mixed, let's say. So it was one of the direction, let's say. Okay. Cool. My student.
Nice to meet you.
And the person who likes very much music and the song. So we can sing together.
Oh, look, there's those.
And of course,
Hey, Bella.
Ragida.
Hey, beautiful.
Sabah. İkiden gadişero, mere iki çaksına isi, ikiden gadişero. Tokebirwa, gadişero.
The Zoroastrians, did they have any tradition like the oracle in Delphi? The oracle in Delphi had a cube altar,
Yes, but
and people would go.
there was a little bit different type. They
It's
had
a
not such tradition.
And what about the light they kept all the time? There was a light
Although,
on.
because it was necessary for everyday life, fire.
Fire.
Fire.
Yeah.
So, and they kept fire here. in this place.
That's the place.
But daytime, morning time, they used to have this small.
So the fire
holes,
was
yes,
inside this
to
little
do
hole.
The fire, personal.
Like carbons.
Personal, yes. So this was a special place for Zoroastrians, let's say. But what is interesting here, we have piece of mud brick, as you can see here. This one piece of mud brick with cobblestone, which is an indication of different kind of construction here.
The
And
cobblestone.
which is here, only this piece. Probably this was the earliest building which was destroyed and this was built again. And this is, let's say, typical construction for provincial Achaemenid palaces. We discovered such palaces, we know, from Western Azerbaijan, 2 palaces. In Georgia we discovered 2 palaces also, provincial palaces. They are typologically, they are imitation of Persepolis palaces, let's say, or Fasargad palaces, but in date, let's say, they are very small, of course. I suppose there's something like this but also here, but maybe in this one. There is another strange construction, I suppose this is for blood of dedicated animals. Yeah. If you have dedicated animals, it's enough to give the blood of the animals and it means that you are dedicated.
That could be the wild boar, the
Yes,
for.
yes, and so this is a special one.
So this is a temple.
This is a temple.
It's a temple with the fire, the oven. And
Yes, of course. It seems that this was a holy place because practically what we discovered, only one dwelling which is under this white roof there, but only half of this building is excavated. Last year we finished it in September because then we moved to Cyprus for excavation and we left it without excavation. But in one month I will continue digging there, so probably this is also not dwelling, but there is in the central.
it goes
part,
up the hill, right?
It goes to the top of the hill.
It goes to the top.
Okay, so then those halls you see here, they were used for rather big halls. I suppose this was special construction to support something what was
So
here.
wood
Something.
inside there?
Yes, because you see it goes like this, in this direction. So,
Right.
and we have same type of, this is third terrace, or the fourth terrace, and the fifth terrace, so
Yes,
it means
yes,
that it
yes,
was
yes,
some
yes.
kind of support for terraces. The probability of this is not very clear, but as you can see, I left those bones with what dedicated here to the animal, say, sitting position. And what is here, the archaeological site, why this is also interesting because everything is in situ position in both chronological groups, which are most important. I mean, late Bronze and early Iron Age buildings and Achaemenid period buildings. In all cases, everything are preserved in the same places where they were put 1,000 years ago. So, because this is it, we are opening the doors just
Just now for
no,
the first time.
there is nobody to tell hello.
Everyone is looking down at this little river. There's a river here.
This was one of the reasons why the south is a south. This is a but then you will see they are chronologically the same. The first room there. How did they get preserved in the same way? This is, as I told, 4th century BC. You have to put your finger here, and then. And then you have to use it for wine, but not for a long Georgian toast because it's dangerous. Okay,
So
one
you
moment.
put finger
You have to
here?
finger. Yeah, because it's, look at this.
Oh, yes. So that hole
It
there.
was thus
It
in
was
this
there.
time, yes, it was there. This is not
So it
new.
was for his soldiers. What is that? Grappa?
No, this is wine, just wine. Sweet wine, sweet wine.
Wait, that's the bro thing where we do
Opa. Okay. To the great people like Alexander the Macedonian. To Alexander the Great. Thanks to him destroying this settlement, I have plenty of discoveries.
It's because of him that people escaped and you found the place.
Of course. Thanks to Alexander.
So Alexander the Great. Oh my
This
God.
is like beer shotgunning. Ancient beer
Oh
shotgun.
my God. Oh my God. Whoa. You're not driving. You're not driving the car.
Now you have to follow this. Okay?
Beautiful.
Please.
Drink, I will.
Sure,
Okay.
of course.
Mike, hold this. Let's take a moment there. Okay.
Finger here, please.
Finger here.
Chamus,
Very little wine for me.
Yes, up to you.
Very little.
Why did they do the holder? Why didn't they just have normal one?
There is
The whole bottom.
For ritual purpose.
Ah. For rituals, right?
Salute, Alexander.
Gonna warm me up a little bit. It tastes better.
Yes.
This is great. Wow. And how old is this cup? This is 2,300 years old. 2,300 years old. How old is the wine?
The wine isn't
Little
that.
bit less.
How much is in there?
You put a lot of wine.
Who is the next? Who is the next?
Drink a bit.
No.
It never ends.
Of course.
I could, but only one sip. I could share with someone.
I hold this. Hold that.
My worry that it's too strong.
Oh my God.
This one,
And then
but very little. Just one sip.
you're lucky because
Yeah,
very
very
soon it
like
goes
one,
to the
one, very
exhibition and that's all.
Yeah.
So nobody can use it.
Okay, stop. Stop. No, stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to go to the museum and that's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody can touch
Let's
it.
see if it tastes different.
I feel some ancient good demons
Oh my gosh, a cup 3,000.
entering my
2,000 years old. There is so much inside, right? It's hard
It
to.
is good, yeah.
Oh my God. But you know the funny thing, all the soldiers of Alexander, they were drinking. All of them, they were drinking.
Right.
Sure. That was their
Yeah, it's great. Wow. Amazing.
But it's actually really good.
Finish?
I finished.
Can you?
Tradition in Catholic water. But also their wine was stronger. This is like.
Taste of history. Oh my god.
Even like
Scendi un po' di più. Basta,
Basta,
wow,
basta.
wow.
You have to propose a toast. Again, for Alexander or for...
This toast is for Hephaestus. Who does a toast for Roxana? One toast for Roxana.
Great.
Okay, you toast for Roxana.
Fantastic. Very good.
Scendi un po' più giù.
For ladies, full glass, please.
Next is Amchi. Amchi is nice.
Roxana. Non finisce mai, vero? Non finisce mai.
Who wants to try?
Anchi.
Yeah, Michael.
Michael.
Very good. Just seriously.
Come down a little bit so it's easier for you.
That's it.
That's awesome. We love the ritual.
No problem.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Wow. We can even drink from a cup.
Is there still stuff in there?
I'm even afraid.
Wow.
Amazing. Thank you.
Come on, 2 million worth this.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. This was like absolutely wow.
Now, now one song, please.
What song?
For Alexander the Great, of course.
Of course, a
One
song
song,
for example.
yeah.
Which one we sing?
Right?
Yes. You see how the cup's upside down because there's a hole on the other side.
Upside down, it's a thing.
I really wish my cousin was here. Very into archaeology.
Maybe he's going to come for excavations.
He'll be soldier.
I can do it. But there are some exceptional people, they like to do it. I appreciate very much.
Obsessive,
Myself, I don't like to do it.
The Georgian government has to give you a lot of money to make this an amazing.
The government never gives money enough.
For archaeology, you know, from archaeology nobody has immediate income, so nobody wants to give money.
Nobody cares.
Yes.
Nobody cares.
This everywhere,
few
the
people.
same.
They care when you discover it, but they don't believe it.
Yeah, but
Now people don't put money in these things
Yes.
because they cannot take them home. You
Well,
should
that
be
says
selling
a lot-
archaeology.
that says a lot about
like
our
a
time.
painting. If
so
you sell
only
archaeology,
way when we
people
are
buy.
getting money. This is interdisciplinary investigation, you know. So when we are working for paleomagnetic investigation, which is the way it is only archaeology, or paleomedicine or paleoclimate, etc., etc. In this case, we are giving money, but for archaeologists, it's clear that this is always limited. Everywhere is the same, not only in Turkey. Everywhere is the same.
One quick question.
Oh my god. We said even in Oxford. Even there, the Extreme High Papyri, where they have two people working.
Yes,
200,000
exactly.
collection
So,
of papyri.
but you know, this international relation have series. We have my university, my institute. We have several joint projects with Austrian colleagues at Licheli, about 20 kilometers. There is another side with University of Scotland, for example. Also University, Leiden University, etc. There are some universities, but this is very Georgian. So I decided to work with. Yes.
The symbol of the sun that you put there.
This is not correct. Don't look at this.
No, that's
This
not
is not correct. No,
Okay.
this was the idea that the scholar was making. This is not a Georgian. This is
Not-
not a local one.
Is that a cat?
It's a cat, yes.
Did you find?
No, we have not a bones of cat yet.
Not yet.
It's fantasy of sculpture, so of course I bet I have to remove.
It's part of the artwork. That's artwork, modern art.
So there is what is interesting underneath here. We have scalp of 45-year-old man. Let's say, head was buried under the floor, and this is tradition when spirit of ancestors, they are protecting members of family. And this was tradition not only in Georgia but everywhere.
Also the Maya,
From Mexico to China.
in Mexico, they all have that. Yeah. In the middle of the living room, yeah, they would have their
Rather common tradition. So now we can go and you can touch those pottery.
Okay, let's go.
If you like.
What is millet?
It's a small grain. Small ball.
There's a resurgence of hard grain. I don't know the. What do you say millet?
Ma sì, like orzo, no, far,
Small. It's like what they feed to birds. Really tiny, hard.
really tiny. Okay, how did they get this soft? Oh my god, this is incredible. Great choice of floor.
You know what we are doing when you are coming after field, we are taking, they are collecting all discovered these days the materials and washing and make classification and the description and numbering and catalogs. This is everyday work. After finishing of field work, this is what we have to do. So
Michael has found that.
yeah.
That type of has found.
Now those vessels, what you see here.
This is metal. This is great.
This is a 12th century vessel, this one. And this is also 12th century, but this is rather well preserved, as you can see in practice.
That's 12th century.
12th century BC.
BC.
Everything is BC here.
What did they use this for? Like
Sorry?
that one. What did they do?
This was in the grave with these two men with osteochondrous problem. This vessel, this was in the building which is near the steps, beginning of steps. This was in this grave, and this one also. This is a vessel for beer. This is very popular. It was very popular in Russia.
That's more than a violin.
Exactly.
This is 8th century BC.
Oh.
Look at the decoration.
Painted pottery. This one, for example.
What style is this painting?
This is, let's say, we call it Western triangle ware.
I never seen it. I never seen it. Triangle, and then all the square inside.
This is typical for. There were only 3 regions producing such type of pottery in ancient time. Was Western Persia, Luristan area, territory of Eastern Georgia, and territory of Eastern Cappadocia. Only 3 regions producing the same type of pottery. This is the second half of 5th century BC.
So look at it.
And you glue them together, or you discover.
They are all there. If you look at this,
These are all.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Some of them you are constructed. This is also.
Maybe because the sound gets in, so it doesn't break, right? The sound
In
gets
the
inside.
caves, they are preserved always. In this very good
Because they're
yeah, because they're pros. Yes, yes. But in the cultural layers, they are very often destroyed. So you have to make. But this one was in the grave, so you can use even now.
You can hold. Is that strong?
Inside the papers.
No.
What was inside?
Yes.
In this case, here was water, and this in this big jar also water because it was on the oven. They were boiling the water. When Alexander, then Macedonians came here.
For Alexander.
For water for Alexander.
For a bath.
For a bath.
These are all ceramic. This is not ceramic.
Yes, sir. This is
Oh, this is Aramaic, right? Is this
I was talking about
Aramaic?
the surprise, and this is according. I am following to Mario, my friend from Udine. He told that this is inscription number 1. This one, but this is standing upright, and on the top there was a sculpture of this sculpture.
This is a sculpture.
Yeah,
Which is like a deer.
sculpture of the ram. You can take it. You can take it if you like.
I'm afraid. Is it wood?
No, this clay.
Clay, can I?
Yes, yes, you can take it.
Oh my God. Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
This was upper part of Stili. So this is another third inscription according to Mario. But he's a specialist, so.
This is beautiful. Look at this.
Yeah.
It's very cute. Round.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
And buildings were decorated with such kind of decorations you see here.
I wonder what this means.
This is inscription. So just we have to divide. It's not easy because on the central inscription everything is clear. Letters are separated. Here it's
here we
not
don't-
easy, but Mario is a specialist of writing, so because
He's gonna work on it.
this is exactly this.
From what? Is that from 10th century?
From 10, it was in the corner of the central inscription, standing upright, the corner, on the small wooden columns, which I use for supporting the in the corner. So the millet and dated gives good dates of this.
You said 1 year.
Millet, because if you change millet, you have to dedicate always in autumn time the new millet, let's say, to the gods. So it was always changed, It is according to the which is 975 years BC, according to the millet. So, but I'm talking about 10th century generally speaking. So.
Thank you
That's
so much.
amazing. Yeah, you did some amazing work here.
It's been an amazing. Thank you.
Yeah,
It's
wait.
like, this is your walk. This is your life every day.
Exactly. So tomorrow morning I will come.
Wow.
Buongiorno!
Buongiorno,
Viva Adriano
buongiorno.
Celentano!
Viva l'Italia! Bravo!
Lasciatemi cantare!
Modugno, Modugno, canta volare per lui. Canta volare.
Volare! Oh, cantare. Oh.
Yeah!
Qua ci hanno messo un bel colpo di pesce spada.
Ma
Che arriva lassù.
è drammatico questo posto. Veramente particolare. No? Se Dio non è qui, allora Dio non esiste.
Esatto.
It feels like we're going to Jerusalem. No? It's like we're going to Jerusalem. Wow. Oh my God. Dramatic. And there's the river. I can see the river, the Kvar, right? Is this the Kvar?
Kura, yes.
That comes from, goes to the Caspian Sea, comes from the mountains. Oh my God, look at that. Ooh. Wow, look at the two waters, they're meeting there.
Yes, yes, yes.
Two different
Comes-
waters. This is coming from where?
This is coming from Caucasian mountains.
The Caucasian Mountains,
Great
from the
Caucasian
ice.
range, yes, from
And
the
this
ice.
is cleaner water.
Cleaner, yes, of course.
Cleaner water. And this one
This
comes
is the
from
Skura's name of this is Aragvi,
Aragvi.
and Aragos in Greco-Latin sources. And this is Kura, Eros.
Yes. And the water, this colder water,
Yeah,
seems to be colder, no?
yes, of course, of course. It comes
Oh my
from,
God, look at this.
you know,
Completely
Nice.
two different waters, they meet right there. Totally different. And then they go down there.
There you go. Okay, I will come everybody and I will
And Tbilisi is there, right?
really put there.
Down there, yeah. Ragazzi, tutti qua insieme. Tutti insieme. Everybody together. He's going to explain us a few things.
Yep.
Federico, tutti insieme qui. Now we stay together because he's going to give us a tour.
Okay.
Camilla, pronti?
Sorry. That Jewish brothers living here, and this was, let's say, favorite place of Jewish people.
It was a
After-
Jewish settlement.
Yeah, let's say there is special quarter, Jewish quarter.
Jewish group.
In Jewish, in Georgian, we call it Uria. Uria. Probably it comes from Hurrians. Ancient Bronze Age Hurrians, that's its name, and we call it Uria. Uriat Upani, quarter of Jewish people. So, and first, let's say, Jewish people came on the territory of Caucasus and settled here. It was when Nabucco destroyed Jerusalem, and after this time, let's say, first settlers for Jewish people came here, and after this several times, the 2nd century BC, and then when Vespasianus in 70 AD destroyed it totally, again, almost all Jewish people came
They
here
moved
to move here. So we have very long time communication with Jewish people. So, and this was the main place for those people. This settlement is divided. It consists of two parts. This is Acropolis, this triangle hill, and this is the area of settlement. Name of this Acropolis is in Georgian Armaz Tsiche. Armaz was the main god of pagan period Georgia, And Ziche means castle because it was fortified. Okay. According to the Georgian historical chronics of Tiberi period, there are two main historical chronics of medieval period, which was written in 5th century, 9th century, and then the final version we have in the 11th century. Okay. So according to this description, there were 3 statues on the top of this mountain. In the middle part, there was copper statue of Armas, the main god. On the left side and right side, Gatsi and Gaim, we know the name of tourists, silver and gold statue. Okay. So about Armazi, the name of this god, there are 2 different explanations. According to the first one, it comes from late Phrygian tradition. Phrygian
the
tradition,
Phrygians.
you know Phrygian tradition,
Phrygians,
which is
yes.
one of the let's say kingdom on the territory of Asia Minor, modern Western Turkey. This kingdom was established by 2 main tribes. The main Phrygians were somewhere from Balkan area, and they came to the Asia Minor, and another tribes here, Georgian tribes, Meskhetians, who moved after 14th century BC to this direction. And after collapse of Phrygian kingdom under Scythians and Cimmerians invasion, you know this, they came back to the Georgian tribes and established this small city as a capital of Georgia. So Armasiche is mentioned in Greco-Latin sources. For example, Strabo mentioned Armasiche. Also, there's a Armactica. Armactica is the same, and by Ptolemy's geography, you can find Armozike for Strabo and Armactica for Ptolemy. Armatica. So all this area is described by Strabo as one of the most developed area in this time, following to the Greek architectural traditions, such as description of Strabo. What is archaeologically known? In the central part, there are not remains of Strabo's period. There are only 4th and 5th century, and after this, it's coming in this area. But around on the mountains, there are everywhere we have Hellenistic, late Hellenistic period remains, and then Roman period. Everywhere there are Roman thermas.
Yes, brings hot water here?
There are several, not here, but you see with this under the roof, there is therma here, with inscription that it was dedicated to the Queen Dracontessa. Dracontessa was the name of this fish. It's a bit strange name, but such is archaeological reality. Such is No. Not Ptolemaic. Okay, so this main church is became the most important. It was the story I was talking about, the Jewish people, Jewish mothers. They went to when they heard about the Christ, something was happening there in this motherland. They decided to go there and to see what's happening. And it was the time when they came there when Christ was crucified. And they brought the shroud of Christ here and gave to the sister. The name of the lady was Sidonia. And after this great emotions, having
she's one that died on the spot.
And they died, yes.
And she died. The shroud.
Yes. She died, and she's buried exactly there. And the wooden church was erected there, especially for this shroud. There is a story with one of the columns, which was of Lebanon tree. It was hanging, and it became finally kind of magic column giving the life. So in Georgian, giving the life is a sveti, sveti column. Sveti life giving. So column giving the life. So name of source, yes. So name of this church is Sveti Sveti. Yes, source of life. What you see, this is beginning of 11th century. Of course, it was destroyed many times after invasions, because this was, let's say, favorite place for everybody for, let's say, from the Roman time.
Yeah, you can see the borders stretch all the way down.
Yeah. So all along the river, what archaeological interesting in the graves, behind of this triangle mountain, there is necropolis of Georgian kings and the noblemen. And this is
This was the
full-
capital.
Yes, and so those graves are full of different goods of gold and silver, and in most of cases they are brought from Roman Empire or they are gifts from
The cross, the story of this cross,
this origin.
it's a beautiful shape. So, Mike, the Armenians, eventually the Russians will let the Armenians celebrate the Mass in Armenian, their language. But the Georgians could never use their language in the church. Since 1828, they were totally forbidden to use Georgian in the church, and they covered in paint. All the paintings. I didn't know that. Armenians apparently have always been protected by the Russians. They were recognized somehow. Shiva. And this is where the original cross is. Oh, it's really beautiful. Mamma mia. Cioè sembra una grotta, ma è fatta a mano.
I residui
Quelli sono gli unici frammenti rimasti, no?
credo di sì.
შეაბრუნება აპარატი იქე სტილობის გული და მაინც იკითხება.
Is there another side chapel over there? This is beautiful. It's gorgeous.
Да, это все местный материал.
древности арабы пили. Настолько она была чистая. Вот видите, вот эти жалкие руины на горе. Сейчас отсюда они хорошо видны. Жалкие руины. Да когда-то здесь была огромная